Good morning, Jules fans. Welcome back to Jules in the Blood TV. Some positivity to report after Tuesday night. So we'll have a little look back at that. I'm on my own this morning, unfortunately. Boz can't make it today. We'll have a look back, like I say, at the draw at Wimbledon Tuesday evening, a couple of nights ago. Have a little look at the results from League One during the week and have a little preview of this weekend's massive game at home to Charlton, who are absolutely flying at the moment in League One. But obviously we'll start with Tuesday night. We've got Thursday's edition of the Medway Messenger, as always. Back page, rather than being about the game itself, is I'll take the blame. Adrian Pennock saying he's happy to take the flak from us fans after our poor start to the season, which is obviously now at 7 games without a win in the league. And although I did say it was some positivity in the result and the display and the backs to the wall approach and the players fighting for each other, some more so than others, but I'll get to that in a minute. Obviously we did drop to the foot of League One, unfortunately. But let's look at the positives. At 1-0 down and down to 10 men with a couple of minutes to go till half time, we could have folded, we could have caved. But Sean Clare, who I believe was very impressive on the night on the whole, scored a very good equaliser. Smart finish with his left foot into the bottom corner and got us level before the break. And it seems that at times in the second half we was on top, which is great to see. With 10 men, we had a couple of chances, I believe. I think Gabriel Zaquani had a header tipped over. Tom Eaves was unlucky with one chance. Obviously there were spells where Wimbledon were well on top and made their extra man pay, but we stood firm in the face of what was relentless attacks at the end, and we managed to somehow dig out a point, which is great to see. So a little bit more from AD here. He said, the boys have had a lot of stick recently and so have I. It's part of the job, but the fans were singing that they were not fit to wear the shirt and that was harsh. What the players have got is endeavour and hunger. Maybe they're a bit short ability wise, but compared to other teams, we can't go out there and spend £4, £5, £6, £8,000 on players' wages. He goes on then to state that we've got people in our side that are only on £400 a week, people on the bench that are on £200 a week. So, but we know about the budget, we've heard it loads of times, but obviously Adie's trying to just emphasise the point that we don't have a lot of money compared to other teams, and he said the same about our opponents this coming Saturday. Charlton have got a massive stadium, massive fan base and massive budget compared to us. Despite the tough start, Pennock is refusing to quit as he attempts to get Jules' season up and running. He said it's tough times on and off the pitch, but we have to stick together. A couple of other bits about stuff that we've already heard, so I'm not going to go into that too much. Another interesting one, there was a tweet that came out late on Tuesday night about Aaron Morris. Seems he's going to be out for ages again, unfortunately. I would say now this is definitely last chance saloon for Morris, unfortunately, who is a very good player when fit, but that's very rare these days. The 27-year-old midfielder suffered a setback in pre-season training after missing the whole of last season with knee ligament damage. Boss Adi Pennock is hoping the latest operation, which took place on Tuesday, will mean the player can make a return to first team. He had a big operation and we wish him well, said Pennock. He's a top lad and we hope he has a speedy recovery. Tuesday was the first day of that recovery and let's hope that we can get him back as soon as possible. Aaron Morris is a top man. We're not giving up. I will never give up on him. We have a great physio here in Gary Haymans. Aaron has had a good surgeon and we have to look after him. We hope to be able to get him back before the end of the season. To me, unfortunately, it's huge again. It's nothing. It's not minor like we was hoping. But in more positive news, Bradley Garmston, for those that were there and have seen highlights or pictures, was out on the pitch beforehand at Tuesday's game doing some running. So hopefully he's not too far away, but he's another one we have to look after. And in terms of team news for Saturday, Billy Bingham hopefully can return after concussion, and Liam Nash, who did tweet that he was bedbound for a couple of days, it's come about that he had tonsillitis, but he should be available for the weekend, so that'll give us a couple more options, fingers crossed. But obviously we lose our captain, Lee Martin, who was sent off on Tuesday. Plenty in the ground have said on Twitter and other social media outlets it was a definite red that he's aimed a punch or an arm at someone, so whether Lyle Taylor should have been sent off as well is a completely different discussion, but as an isolated incident it seems that Marks was a bit stupid and got himself sent off sadly, and it's not the best when you want to see your skipper leading by example. I'm all for protecting your teammates, etc, but there's a line that you shouldn't cross, and it seems that Lee Martin unfortunately crossed it. Pennock gets a response Generally, obviously, we all know that they were locked in the changing room for over an hour on Saturday after the capitulation at Oxford. So he was happy with the response that they got, especially again with having to play for 45 minutes or so with 10 men. Jill show fighting spirits, the match report from Luke Cordell. Generally, obviously says that we're not going to be playing good football this season. That's not how you get out of relegation trouble. Last couple of paragraphs, interesting again though. Tuesday's performance wasn't classy, but Gills defended bravely, got stuck in when they needed to, and were giving their manager a lift. Chairman Paul Scally might not feel that's enough, but who else will want to take on this challenge? That's the thing. Who would want to come and manage Gillingham Football Club at the moment with all the issues on and off the pitch? Big future for Holy, says Boss. Says he thinks that bigger teams than us will be looking around at him if he continues this form, and he's been very pleased with him. Talks of all the goalkeepers that we've got an abundance of top keeping talent. So, in terms of results during the week, we'll go through them quickly. Obviously, us was 1-0, that was the first one. Bristol Rovers lost at home to Oldham, which actually sent Gills to the bottom of the league. That was probably against the form book, to be quite honest. Charlton 0, Wigan 3. It's a bit of a thumping at home, Charlton, but I wouldn't read too much of it. Wigan are going to be there or thereabouts, and you think Charlton might be as well. So next one was Fleetwood 3, Bury 2. I think. Yeah, Fleetwood 3, Bury 2. So that went with the form. Bury really struggling at the moment. Conceded 14 now in their first 7 games. Northampton, 2 games for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. I spoke about this in the Monday review with Boz. You get in a proper proven manager, you start winning football matches. Northampton 2, Portsmouth 1. Oxford 2, Bradford 2. Decent point for both, you'd think there. Peterborough, after their setback at the weekend, they won again, beat MK Dons 2-0 to move back into the top 2, so that went with form. Plymouth 1, Blackpool 3. Plymouth's just starting to struggle a little bit now. They're down to second bottom, and they're conceding nearly 2 a game as well. Blackpool into the top 5, absolutely flying. They've only lost once this season. Rochdale's 2 late goals obviously was another side that helped us fall to the bottom of the league, so thank you very much. They were trailing, I think, at home to Doncaster with a couple of minutes to go, but ended up winning 2-1. Rotherham thumped Walsall 5-1. I think that was about 4 or 5-0 at half time. Scunthorpe dropped a few places, first defeat of the season. Lost at home to Blackburn, who seem to really be getting a shift on now after a sluggish start. And the last one, Shrewsbury at home to Southend. I just can't believe it still. Shrewsbury looks like they're going to be up there. I've said it time and time again, I don't to finish bottom. They beat Southend, another clean sheet, and they are top of the league. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in terms of a team for Saturday. Holy, I think, will play in goal, obviously. I'd like to see us stick with that back 4. So I would stick with the back 4 that started on Tuesday night. Luke O'Neill, Gabriel Zaquani, Alex Lacey, Connor Ogilvie. Some said, I think we set up with a diamond on Saturday, so it'd be interesting how we go with that. Maybe we bring in another central midfielder for Lee Martin and push Sean Clare on. So I would go Mark Byrne, maybe Billy Bingham if he's fit. So Bingham sitting, Byrne and Wagstaff from the sides, and maybe Sean Clare at the point of the diamond and up front. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think he might persist with Conor Wilkinson and Tom Eaves. So that might be the 11. In terms of a prediction, Charlton are flying, but it is a derby, so as close to a derby as we can get. So maybe the form goes out the window a little bit, but if we can show some sort of repeat of Tuesday without stepping over the line and getting ourselves a player sent off again, then I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. We need to start winning, but I can't see us beating them. But I know it's an old cliche, first goal could be massive. But that's enough from me this morning. As always, thanks for watching, and please keep doing the usual. And until next time, up the Gills.